there's loads of great mapping sources now that you can use to explore inequality in access to resources. So we've got a World Bank classification map, so we can see large areas of North America are high income, most of Western Europe, and then in sub-Saharan Africa, that's where we have the bulk of low-income countries, Southern Africa, upper middle income, Northern Africa, upper middle income, and so on. So we can see clear patterns on that. The other great thing about these websites is you can play them over time. So you can see, in a very positive sense, the amount of purples and pinks over time slowly disappears. So as we go on, we get more and more greens, which means countries are becoming wealthier by income level, which is tremendous for the social and economic well-being of the people that live there. We can then compare these with other indicators. So this is the website Our World in Data. It's tremendous. And again, we've got kilocalorie intake. In 2022, the higher the kilocalorie intake, the more calories people are getting. And we can see again, in the wealthier nations, the kilocalorie intake is huge, well over 3,000 kilocalories per day. And remember, the safe suggested limits by the NHS are 2,000 for a woman minimum and 2,500 for a man, depending on your level of activity. And again, we can play that over time. Obviously, there's not very much data early on, and then as we go on, more and more data will appear, and hopefully we should see that more countries are consuming more calories. There we go. So we can see there's definitely an income divide in who gets what calories, but that people in countries are eating more and more calories, that's great. We could look at that graphically as well. This is also on Our World in Data. So we've got Burundi there with low GDP, low kilocalorie intake, go across the United States, high kilocalorie intake, high GDP. Similarly, we've got the energy use per person, and it follows similar patterns. Some countries in sub-Saharan Africa with very low amounts of energy use in terms of electrical energy, and then in Western Europe, much higher uses. So development levels there, and we can see over time, if we play that through time, that's also the situation's improved with more and more people consuming more electrical energy. And then the last thing, share of the population not using an improved water source. Again, we go in Democratic Republic of Congo, nearly 41%. So we've got those countries. I guess if you look at it from a positive angle, it means we could make a difference very quickly to the amount of people who don't have access to a clean water source, because most people around the globe do. We can play that over time. We can see people are getting more access to clean water, which is also excellent. Last thing on these, there's lots of other different maps, like share use and safely managed drinking water. We can look at share of the population using drinking water facilities for different areas, and we can play that over time. We see the situation gets better. We've got graphs like this one, which show us that the world access to clean water's going up, and so on. So lots of great resources there. Have fun having a play with the data.